Hey everybody, and welcome to another Cinema Prix review. And today we are here at Play Live Nation. And I'm here with Matt.
Hey,
how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on.
I'm glad you're here.
Dude, I am too.
This is a sweet setup, obviously new, brand new.
Yep.
It's nice.
Yeah, I love it. It's very, very nice.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So today we got to see Ghost in the Shell.
They created me, but they cannot control me.
Let's get it out of the way. I liked it. What did you think?
I really actually enjoyed it.
Yeah,
and I'm a hardcore anime fan. I watched the show, the movie, all that good stuff. And I actually really enjoyed it.
I'm really surprised at the Rotten Tomato score it's getting right now. From what I remember, I think it's a 43 right now.
I can't. On a scale of 1 to even, I can't even.
Yeah. So, Ghost in the Shell is obviously a remake of the famous Japanese anime.
1995.
Yeah. I haven't seen that. I kind of, have like a very neutral perspective here. You obviously are going to be comparing.
I'm the hardcore nerdy fanboy. That's like.
So, as somebody, I think this movie has one job to do.
Yes.
And it's to introduce this anime to American audiences.
Yes.
And if there's one thing this movie did correctly, it did that for me. Because
I think so, 100%.
Yeah, because when I walked out of that movie theater, I really wanted to watch the anime.
They made it very Western. They took the anime that was very, anime in Japanese, and they Westernized it. And, in the best way possible. A lot of people will be like, oh, the Western. No, it was great. It was a good thing that they did it.
Yeah. So the plot summary of Ghost in the Shell is Major, played by Scarlett Johansson, is the leader, or the tactical leader of Section 9, who's run by, the director. And, she's basically hunting down this terrorist named Kuze, who keeps murdering all these Hanka robotic scientists.
Yep.
And, wackiness ensues.
Exactly.
And her mission is basically to find this guy, take him in, but then we start realizing later on in the movie that not everybody is who they seem.
Exactly.
There are ulterior motives on both sides. From what you have told me, this strongly differs from the source material. This is not really the story of the anime.
It is and it isn't. And that's one of the things that, kills me about it.
Okay.
Because I enjoyed the movie. I loved what it was. But at the same time, my deep nerdiness was like, no, damn it. And I'm trying not to be that guy, that's like, the book was better. Or in this case, the anime was better.
Okay, so let me know. So tell me, inform me.
Yeah.
What are the biggest differences?
There is an AI that slowly, builds. I guess it explains itself as, an amalgamation of, all of technology and stuff and the internet and all this stuff that we have.
And is this the villain in the original anime?
Yeah, in the original anime.
This is the puppet master you had mentioned.
Yeah, the puppet master, exactly. And it starts, kind of just trying to take down everything.
Okay.
And it's, taking people's bodies because the robotics and, animatronics and all that stuff are more heavily present in the anime. Where in the new movie here, they're kind of like, oh, well, everyone's slowly accepting it. They're slowly coming to realize it and stuff. Where in the original anime, it was like...
It's this puppet master kind of enslaving humanity to...
Kind of, at some point. It's starting to get to that point.
Okay. So, I really felt like Kuze, embodied that puppet master kind of thing from what you've explained to me. Because he was pulling the strings, literally. He would, like you said, he would take over people's bodies.
Yep.
And you guys did mention that... that the scene where she's chasing that garbage man in the water, that's straight out of the anime.
It's straight out. Now, the characters are a little different, and this is one of the things that, another thing that kind of drove me a little insane is that there was parts where it was almost frame for frame the original anime. The
visuals in it. I mean, I've seen clips of the anime, and this movie is just visually
beautiful.
It takes in my opinion, it takes what the anime did and it just improves upon it.
I 100% agree.
I love the world they're living in. It's like this Blade Runner-esque. Really cool.
And it was really cool because it was in the original movie 1995, they definitely looked at what could the future be? And it's you look at it now and you be like, that kind of looks like today almost.
Yeah.
And so this movie was like, okay, well, let's bump it up into the farther future because it kind of looks like today now,
Yeah.
you know? So back then, future, whatever. But yeah, it definitely did a great job of modernizing it, bringing it into this age,
Mm-hmm.
and making it feel natural. The one thing, I guess, and I don't know if we could go into this now or not.
No, absolutely.
In the original anime,
Mhm.
they always think about plot consequences. There's always a consequence to an action, diplomatic immunity, and like relationships between countries, and like diplomatic. Everything was political based, just like almost like in real life.
Mhm.
There's real consequences, and one thing that I appreciate about Ghost in the Shell in its entirety is that there's consequences. There's always something, and real life consequences. You know, I'm gonna like when at the very end where the director is like, I'm gonna go talk to the prime minister and we're gonna
Yeah.
get stuff done. That was all that stuff is very heavily influenced in the show, the original movie.
Yeah, I felt like they hinted at that a lot more. It was
Yes.
more domestic affairs because it was basically being like Hanka Robotics was like, well, we're like the head weapons
Yeah.
manufacturer for the country.
Yeah.
So you're going to do what we say, even though, you know, they had no leverage on there. Even the
Exactly.
director's like, you don't threaten me. Like,
Yeah, exactly. The unfortunate thing, like, and I notice this with the Western media in general,
Mhm.
is that like there's no consequences. You know, oh, a building explodes. What happens to those people? What happens to the insurance policies? What happens to like the news running that possible terrorist threats and all that stuff? None of that is really taken into account into a lot of, I mean, not all of it, but a lot of Western media. You know, and that's definitely what Ghost in the Shell is about. It's taking down the bad guys. But then how are we not going to piss off the world while doing it?
yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know, and in this one, it was just like, and I know we're jumping ahead, but like he brings a tank. The Hank and Robotics guy.
So that wasn't in the original anime? The spider tank?
I mean, they do, but the way that they do it is just like, it's better done. It's much better done. In this one, it feels like he's just an evil, omnipresent guy. Like, she's like, oh, I'm just going to bring in a tank into a residential area. And it's like, whoa, hold on.
A little
let's
too
calm
much.
down. Yeah.
So let's jump into the characters. What for me, like I keep saying, first time I seen this in any medium, and Bato, favorite character of the whole movie.
Yes.
That dude was badass. For a little while, I thought,
Yeah.
if he turns into a bad guy here, I'm going to be really upset. I'm going to be really pissed because there's just that one scene where she like defects and
Yes.
they ask her, "Hey, where's the major?" He's like, "Oh, I know where she is." I'm
And-
like, if he shows up and he's a bad guy, I'm going to be upset.
upset, right? And Bato has always been amazing. He's
Yeah.
always been a favorite of mine. One of the characters that I was a little upset that they kind of like glossed over though was Togasa.
Is this the guy that had the liver replaced?
No.
I thought that was really cool.
That
He's like,
was pretty
I had
good.
a cybernetic liver so I can drink more.
Yeah, right? No, that was he's the guy that they only really show him in a couple scenes. He when like the directors basically tell him like, "Oh, hey, we're hosed." And he kills those two guys behind him because he's eating ramen.
Oh,
And
he's
one
the guy from the Dark Knight. He's the banker from the Dark Knight.
Yeah, they're having a talk. Toga's driving and he's basically asking her like, "Why am I on your team? You have a team full of like people with cyborg bodies, separate parts, all these, you know, augmentations." And she basically breathes like, "Hey, everyone has these parts, basically. Everyone has these enhancements. And you, being almost all human, like, you bring something to the team that no one else does.
Mhm.
You're looking at it literally through fresh eyes." And she's like, "We always need diversity on our team, because then if not, it just breeds in weakness." And it was such a powerful scene because it basically explained that everyone has these cybernetic enhancements somewhere. And Togasa is like this guy that's just like, "I'm human. I have a family. I'm chill. I'm a normal dude." It built the world without being like looking at the camera, just everyone has these enhancements.
Yeah.
You know,
So what did you think about the Major, Scarlett Johansson as the Major?
I liked this version of the Major,
Uh-huh.
not the movie Major as much. The Major has always been a deep character.
So you like the actress? You think she did the portrayal fine? You just don't like the actual characterization of the Major in this?
Yeah, one of the things that made the Major cool was that she didn't really like have too much of a backstory. We kind of knew some things, but like we didn't go to like her mom's house, and we didn't
Mhm.
like find out her grave and all this stuff. There was none of that. It was just like, I'm Cyborg. I know who I am. And that's one of the things that was cool, is that she was solid in who she was.
She was like, it doesn't matter what my past is then. This is what I am now.
This is what I am now, and this is what we need to do. And we're going to kick ass, take names.
Okay.
And so...
And she kind of got to that point.
She did.
Eventually.
Mhm.
I really liked Scarlett Johansson as Major. I'm really flabbergasted about how all this whitewashing business is, people are taking it and, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me, specifically because you watch all these videos of people in Japan looking at the casting and they're like, yeah, no, she's great. She's fine. Like, it looks perfect.
Yeah.
And it makes sense in the movie.
It definitely
makes
does,
sense why she looks like the way she does.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the movie, she's like, my family brought me here from another country.
Yeah.
And then, spoiler alert, later on she realizes that story's not true.
True.
But that initially explained why she looked Caucasian. Her family brought her here.
Yeah.
Later on she realizes, no, that's not what happened. My cyborg body was made to look this way.
Yeah.
And my brain is that of a Japanese woman named Mariko Kusanagi was her... Huh? Motoko. Her name was Motoko. So she realizes, it's the Japanese woman's brain in a Caucasian cyborg's body.
Exactly.
And that makes perfect sense to me, because if you watch any anime, the anime characters are made to look Caucasian.
Exactly. Well, not only that, though, in Ghost in the Shell, at least in the series, and I know I'm getting, way, past the movie at this point, but they talk about that all the time. Like, even Bato, in one of the episodes, talks to the Major, like, hey, why don't you get a man's body? Mm-hmm. They're fat, like, the bigger, the stronger. Like, you could just do more work if you just have a male body.
Yeah.
And it kind of brings in the fact that anyone could be anything in this future. Mm-hmm. You're not bound by your race at this point. Mm-hmm. So her having, like, a Caucasian body is totally possible.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at that point.
It doesn't matter. It really reminds me of the whole Iron Fist thing when Finn Jones was casted Danny Rand. It doesn't matter, specifically with that point, just because Iron Fist was never an Asian guy in the comic books. He was always a white guy. You can't get upset about that. But I feel like that same kind of instance works here. Like, the Major, it's happening in Japan, but in a world where you can be really whatever you want.
Literally whatever you want.
For all you know, she is supposed to be a Caucasian cyborg. So I think it works for me. They could have made her a Japanese cyborg. They could have made her a Caucasian cyborg. They could have made her whatever it was. And I still think it would have worked because it works in the context of the story. Yeah.
Side note, just so you know, first episode of Standalone Complex, you find out that there is a politician switches bodies with a geisha because that's how he gets his rocks off, man.
What did you think of the director?
The director,
the Section 9 director. I love that line that he drops when he's just like, never send a rabbit to kill a fox.
Oh, man. It was just, it was perfect because as a fan of the original, the original stuff, anytime you watch a movie, you're always saying to yourself, please don't mess it up. Please don't mess it up. Please don't mess it up. And the director was always a guy that got stuff done. He calling the prime minister, calling in favors, whatever obstacle was in the team's way, he just took care of it. Right? And so I'm there please, this guy has to be. And as soon as he says that line, I'm just like, he didn't mess it up.
He didn't mess it up.
He didn't mess it up.
Is that a line from the anime?
Honestly, I can't remember.
It's a pretty badass line. If that's original, someone in the comments let us know.
Please.
Yeah, you should know that. If it is in the anime, you should feel bad about yourself.
Yeah, I should.
Don't take it that far, though. That's excessive. So, this is where you and I are going to start deviating, because there's a scene in here that you thought was stupid.
Yes.
I didn't think it was stupid. The hooker scene.
The hooker scene.
Just for context.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the movie already, again, you shouldn't be here.
Spoilers.
There's spoilers
everywhere.
The Major is kind of at this point in this point of the story, she's very curious about what she is, what the differences between her and the other people are that are humans.
Yes.
She's looking at her face in the mirror a lot. Anyway, she decides to buy some time with a hooker. She asks her to take off this synthetic. It's not even makeup. It's just this thing that goes on her that you can peel off, peel off makeup. Tells her to take off all the makeup so you can see her naturally, and just starts touching her face. Yeah, and they don't go deep into specifically what she's doing. I took it as she was just trying to examine her, maybe compare her face to the hooker's, because she knows that the hooker is human.
Yeah.
But I liked that because I thought, in the movie, the Major, from what you're saying, is more curious about her past, more curious about what
Yes.
she is than she is in the anime. So for that purpose, I think it's kind of a cool scene that I thought it was interesting.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand what they were doing, 100%. I just felt like it was the most awkward, random. Like, I get like the fact you want to convey that she's like interested in herself, right? She has her hollow mirror. Spend a little bit more time touching yourself, whatever. You know, poking your eyeball, maybe. I don't know, whatever, right? But then you go just start touching some person that, of course, is like expecting to eventually do maybe something. You know, you're paying a hooker to be a hooker, right? How did that conversation end? Just like, okay, I'm done. Bye. Wait, what? Like, it was so weird to me.
Yeah,
how would that
I can
end?
see that, and
know?
especially the way that you described the Major from the anime. That character that you described to me doesn't seem like somebody who would be like, I'm gonna go buy a hooker and like sit there for like 20 minutes and compare faces
and just touch them and no.
We talked about mostly what we liked about the movie.
Yeah.
The movie's beautiful.
Yeah.
The acting, I think, is great. The casting's great.
Yeah.
Besides that scene, what else did you not like about the movie?
Well, like I mentioned before, it was just one of those things that, like, it was, and it wasn't bad, but it confused me that if you're gonna do, again, you know, almost frame for frame on some of these scenes, you know, from the original movie, why didn't you just do the original movie?
For a Western audience, the character of the Major in the original anime, from what you've described to me, and let me know if I'm off base here.
Yeah.
The character herself doesn't seem to have a character arc, does she?
No.
She kind of is one way the whole movie.
A little bit, yeah. She's already comes to terms with who she is, what she is.
I think that's the problem with introducing it to a Western audience. We're very used to that character arc thing. We like questions answered. We don't like unanswered story threads.
Yes.
I feel like the majority of the Western audience likes to have, you know, a complete story arc. Not to say that those sometimes don't work. Sometimes don't work. I mean, the anime is beloved for a reason, and they were able to work it that way. But I think they needed to have that character arc. So having the Major, you know, start off pretty stoic, but still, you know, she starts to doubt because of the glitches she's having.
Exactly.
Which, do they introduce the glitches in the original anime?
No. Because the movie's not about the Major.
Okay.
The original
it's
movie.
It's about.
So
I think since if we're gonna introduce this here, if we're gonna be invested in this here, we need to know about her. And I think this was a good idea to give her more like a prequel with scenes from the original anime. Just so you can understand who she is, so you know who she is, and then at that point, because I got at the very end of the movie, she was very clear that it doesn't matter what my past is anymore. This is what I am now, and this is what I'm doing, and this is how it's going to be. So you know, I feel like this is all we're going to really care about when it comes to the past. Is all we're really going to get when it comes to the past. Yes. And
sorry to cut you off, but it was just like that point that you bring of this being like a prequel, 100%. If I like remove my like angry, nerdy angst about this not being the exact movie, you know. This is a perfect prequel. And, like, without any sequel baiting and stuff, I need a second movie. I need it.
And that's one thing I really loved about this movie. It did not sequel bait. It did not go and just plaster, oh, there's going to be another villain. Oh, there's something going on. This movie kind of is an enclosed story. We get that story arc. We get that she starts one way. She kind of is still the same in the end. She's still basically the same stoic Major. But now she understands herself. She doesn't doubt herself anymore. The glitches are gone. You know, she understands everything. So she's no longer, you know, distracted by her past.
And she's moving forward.
She knows it. She's accepted it. Now she can focus on the future.
Yeah, and we could definitely do, like, another, you know, possibly the Puppet Master or the Laughing Man. Oh, God, I need the Laughing Man. It'd be so great. You don't know who he is. Look him up.
I'm going to find out. But like I said, I think that they did a good job of leaving this as a standalone. If there was no other sequel to this movie would still be fine, in my opinion. But it does leave it open for a sequel without baiting for it.
Exactly.
You were saying earlier the CG towards the end is when the movie also starts kind of altering. Because in the trailers, I thought that the decloaking effect was going to be a problem.
Yeah.
But they fixed that.
It looks great.
It looks much better in the final cut. But there are some parts at the end, specifically 2 scenes.
Yes.
During the Spider-Bot fight.
Yep.
The first time when she starts jumping, she's like moving from pillar to pillar.
Pillar to pillar, and like it looked like it was out of a video game.
Yeah, she's like,
you know,
like she looks like Mario jumping from pillar to pillar.
There. And I was just like, you know, for half a second, I was just like,
that doesn't look very good. And then right before that, when the spider bot blows up that place that they were in, and they jump out, like her and Kuze like hit the ground and they bounce. Like rubber toys.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like it's not I know people do ragdoll and they hit the ground and they would bounce, but like bodies bounce, but it just looked like a bouncy ball. But overall, I think the movie was pretty good. Other than those two things, like I really like when she pulled the top off that spider tank.
God,
and like her body's ripping up, and she's like ripped it.
And she's just going. I was like, oh my,
yeah, that part's really cool. So overall, I really like this. I think I'm probably gonna end up giving it 4 out of 5 stars.
Okay.
Opinion.
I mean, I could definitely see that. I tried to go into it as objectively as I could, but just my anime side of the original just I have to give it like a generous 3.5, like 3.8.
It's so hard doing these star ratings. We used to do this to numbers,
right?
I don't like. I'm still getting used to the star rating.
Yes,
but we're gonna get to it.
We're gonna get to it. Yeah,
but 3.5, right?
I mean, like 3.8 if I could.
All right, so you giving it a generous 3.5.
Yes,
I'm giving it. I know that a 4 is too generous, but I'm still giving it a 4. Probably doesn't deserve a 4. Maybe like a 3.8, I guess, but I'm gonna give it a 4.
Yeah, I really liked it. Overall, great movie. Go see it.
Go see it. Overall, go see it.
Go see it.
Thanks for doing this, man, and
thank you for having me.
Thanks for letting us use this badass set, man.
Of course, no,
this is awesome.
This is amazing.
We're gonna try to make this more of a normal thing.
Heck yeah,
because this is good.
This does look good.
Yeah. Do
it. Like, favorite, comment, subscribe.
Thanks for cutting those off.
Hey, dude.
We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
See you guys.